going to talk about a few other teams here, G5 teams, if you will, whatever you want to call BYU, future P5 team, I guess.
Yeah.
10-3 a year ago. Kalani Sitake entering his 7th season at
Yes, sir.
BYU. He's done a pretty good job there.
Yes,
Last
he has.
year, their offense, according to F+, was number 7 in the country. They had an excellent offense a year ago. Their defense was pretty bad, 84th in the country.
Yep.
And SP Plus projects them to be the 25th best team in the country this year, 13th on offense, 49th on defense, which would obviously be quite the step up. They're loaded with returning starters. Very few players that actually have to replace. Their quarterback, Jaron Hall, is really good, had a great season a year ago.
Yeah.
They really didn't miss Zach Wilson, I would say, at all.
No.
Good receivers led by Puka Nacua. Really good offensive line. And I would say, like, the reason their defense was pretty bad last year, or part of the reason, I don't want to put it all on this, but they did have a lot of injuries. And you have to feel like, obviously that'll hurt your season, but it might help you the next season, that type of situation. So I feel like their defense will probably take a fairly decent step forward. Their linebackers should be the strength of their defense. The story here, though, is the schedule, right? Like, it's a crazy schedule.
When you look through it, it's like you go on like the NCAA football game, rest in peace, but it's coming back soon.
That's right.
Like you just pick like just random teams, like you hit the random button a whole bunch of times. You start out with South Florida in Tampa. So you go to Tampa, then you come back to Provo and you play Baylor comes to you. And then you go to Eugene, Oregon and play University of Oregon. And then you go back home and then Wyoming comes. And then then you play Utah State. Then you play a neutral site game in Nevada, but I mean, so kind of neutral against Notre Dame for whatever reason. Then Arkansas comes to town, and then you go to play Liberty. Like what? Like or just making things up. You play Utah Tech, and there's some like that's okay. Like I've never heard of them. You go to Stanford. You go to Boise, like East Carolina, who's like sneaky good, like comes out and plays. It's like there's no real cupcakes on here, like except for Utah Tech. Like it's a good schedule.
Dixie State. Is that? Am I saying that right?
Well, okay.
Are you saying a Dixie State?
No.
I don't. I might be looking at the wrong schedule.
I have a Utah Tech. I have a Utah Tech November 19th. That's who I've got. Everyone else is
okay.
Like every other school is
it must have I must be looking at the wrong schedule. That's my bad.
Okay.
Yeah, Utah Tech, I guess, would also, like, I don't know that I knew that such a thing existed. No, but it's such an interesting schedule. And it is good at the top. Like, they have good enough schedule to make the playoff. Like, if they win most of their games.
If they beat Baylor, Oregon, Notre Dame, Arkansas, like, you can't tell me like that's 4 wins that can go up against anybody's. Like that might be the best 4 wins that anyone has in the country.
It's honestly kind of a murderer's row at the top.
Yeah.
Those 4 games, plus you got at Liberty, at Boise State, and at Stanford.
Yep.
Yeah. Sign me up to watch some of this.
Yeah.
Like I do think that is excellent scheduling if you want to like make a statement. Pretty poor scheduling if you actually want to win a ton of games and guarantee yourself. But I do think they're a good enough team that they actually, like, I don't expect them to lose all 4 of those big name games. Like, I don't think they will.
No, I don't think so either.
Also, just how funny is it to have the Mormons and Catholics playing in Las Vegas, the Sin City?
I didn't even think about that in Sin City. Yeah, there you go.
And then later they go and play at the Baptists. So
yeah, in Lynchburg. There you go.
So
well, and they have the Baylor actually also the Baptist.
Oh yeah, that would be the actual Baptist. I don't even know if Liberty more of evangelical. I don't know.
Whatever. I think Liberty's bad. It doesn't matter, but yeah, no, they're playing. They're all religious. All the religions are getting together. They go to Stanford and play the nerds too.
Facts. The heathens.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. 8.5 is the number here. What do you think? Because it does feel like they have a quality enough team to go over, but it's a tough schedule. At Liberty, at Boise State, and at Stanford are your 5th through 7th toughest games probably. That's not a cakewalk. I know we just talked about Stanford being pretty bad, but your top 6 are really good.
So 8.5 is the number. Is that right?
Yes.
I don't see how they get to 9 wins. I know you said that like those 4 tough games that we talked about, Baylor, Oregon, Notre Dame, and Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying that they'll lose all of those, but like Liberty is tricky. Liberty and Lynchburg is tricky. Boise
Sure.
State in Boise is tricky. Like even
And
East Carolina.
East Carolina's
not
decent. Utah State could be decent.
Wyoming from time to time has surprised people.
Sure.
So I'm going to go under. I'm going to say 8-4. That's where I'm going. I really like how they scheduled though. Like this is entertaining.
Yeah.
This is good content. I'm here for it. Good props to them. Props to them for scheduling like an interesting non-conference, or they don't have a conference, I guess. So that makes it easy, but it's interesting if nothing else. Entertainment.
Am I missing something? Do they not play the Holy War this year? Utah?
I don't have it. Do you?
That would be news to me. I just noticed that when I was looking at the schedule. I don't see Utah under schedule. That's interesting.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a story. BYU fans, fill us in on the comments down below.
Yeah.
Tell us why you're not playing Utah this year.
Yeah, I don't have Utah playing. I'm checking Utah's schedule. They don't have them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Crazy. Where are you at, by the way?
I'm leaning over.
Okay.
If for no other reason than I want to have another disagreement with you, but I actually really do think this is like a quality team.
Yeah.
They get Baylor at home.
Yeah.
I feel like that might actually be a win. Like they might beat Baylor. They get Arkansas at home.
Yep.
Notre Dame is neutral site, which I'd imagine that would probably be more Notre Dame fans. But BYU also has fans that travel, and it's closer.
Oh yeah.
So
BYU will show up for that game.
Yeah, they will show up. Their top 4 games, the only road game is at Oregon, and that's not a penciled in loss to me. Even that one, I feel like they can play with Oregon.
Agreement. Yeah.
So my thinking is they probably find a way to win one of those 4, if not 2. And I think I just trust them more than Liberty, Boise, Stanford, Utah State, East Carolina. I really like this team. You have a top 10 offense. I mean, you could beat a lot of teams playing that way. So
fair enough.
So I'll take the over, but this is not one of my confident ones.
Gotcha.